Hey there, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe so we can stay connected and you don't miss any of our relaxing bedtime stories and peaceful moments together. The rain had been falling since late afternoon. Soft at first, just a whisper against the window pane, but by evening it had deepened into a steady, rhythmic sound that filled the little cottage at the edge of the woods. Amelia sat curled up on the couch, a wool blanket wrapped around her shoulders. The light from a single lamp glowed golden across the room, catching the faint steam rising from the mug of chamomile tea in her hands. Outside, the world had turned silver and gray, the sky heavy with clouds that seemed to melt into the trees. She loved nights like this. No phones ringing, no cars on the road, no rush of the world pressing in. Just her, the rain, and the quiet pulse of her own heartbeat. It had been a long week. Work emails, meetings, noise always noise. But the moment she stepped off the bus that afternoon and smelled the scent of wet earth, something inside her had loosened. She'd walked slowly up the winding path to her cottage, listening to the patter of raindrops on the leaves. The woods had been alive with the soft music of water. Now, as the clock ticked softly beside her, Amelia closed her eyes and listened. There were layers to the sound of rain if you really paid attention. The deep, distant roll of thunder now and then, like a calm exhale from the sky. The gentle tapping of drops on the roof. The faster rhythm of water sliding down the gutters. Every sound had its place, its own melody, and together they made something that felt almost like a lullaby. She took a slow sip of her tea. The warmth spread through her chest, soothing and quiet. Somewhere in the corner of the room, her old tabby cat, Jasper, stretched and yawned, his tail flicking lazily before he settled back into sleep. The sound of his soft purring mixed with the rain a perfect harmony. Amelia leaned her head against the back of the couch and thought of how rare it was to feel completely still. The rain gave her permission to stop. There was nothing to do, nowhere to be, just the steady rhythm of water and the comfort of being home. Her eyes drifted to the window. Beyond the glass, the tall pines swayed gently, their dark shapes moving like shadows in the mist. Each time lightning flickered far away, the trees lit up for a brief moment's silver outlines against a charcoal sky and then disappeared again. It wasn't frightening, not tonight. The thunder stayed far enough away to sound soft, almost kind. The rain had that steady, endless feeling that made time blur. She reached for her journal on the small wooden table beside her. Its pages smelled faintly of ink and paper, a scent she always loved. Slowly, she opened it and began to write, not about work or lists or plans, but small things. The way the rain sounds like 1,000 whispers. The way the air smells clean, like everything's been washed new. The way the sky looks soft enough to touch. Her handwriting grew slower as her eyelids grew heavier. She paused, listening again. The rain had a way of pulling thoughts into dreams. She remembered when she was little, lying in bed on nights like this, her mother tucking her in and whispering, "Listen to the rain, darling. It's the world singing you to sleep." Even now, years later, those words floated back to her. Maybe that was why she'd always loved storms. They felt like home. The room dimmed a little as the lamp flickered. Outside, the sound of the rain deepened, becoming more like a waterfall, steady and endless. Somewhere in the distance, an owl called a low, peaceful sound that echoed through the forest. Amelia smiled to herself. She set her mug down and pulled the blanket tighter around her. Her mind began to drift, wandering through small memories. Sitting on a porch swing one summer night, the scent of rain on the pavement. Walking through a quiet park after a storm. Puddles reflecting the sky. A long drive through the mountains with the wipers beating time to the music. Each memory was like a lantern glowing softly in the dark, one after another, until her thoughts became only light and sound and calm. The rain's rhythm seemed to slow, though she knew it hadn't. It was just her heartbeat syncing with it, breathing with it. She whispered softly, "Thank you," though she wasn't sure to whom. Maybe to the rain itself, for giving her this stillness. Jasper stirred again, stretched, and then climbed up onto the couch beside her. His fur was warm against her arm. She stroked him gently, feeling the rise and fall of his tiny breaths. The room smelled faintly of wet pine, tea, and the faintest trace of lavender from the candle she'd lit earlier. Another flash of lightning, soft and distant. Another roll of thunder. The rain kept falling, calm and steady, as if it would go on forever. Her breathing slowed. Her thoughts became softer, quieter. Outside, a small brook that ran past her house had begun to sing Twit's voice higher than the rain. Bubbling over stones and roots, the two sounds blended together, one deep and one light, until they became a single, soothing sound that filled every corner of her mind. Amelia's eyes closed. She wasn't asleep yet, but she was close. The world around her faded to the sound of water, and the faint creak of the house settling in the cool night air. She thought, just before she drifted off, how lucky she was to be here, to have a roof above her, a blanket around her, and rain that seemed to know exactly what her heart needed. The thunder rolled once more, quieter this time, and the rain softened, as if the sky itself were sighing. Soon, the only sounds were Jasper's purr and the soft whisper of the rain, steady and kind, like a lullaby that had been playing since the beginning of time. And then Amelia slept. The rain fell on, keeping its quiet watch, singing her dreams into peace. Thank you for sharing this peaceful moment with me. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe for more relaxing content. Sweet dreams.